Hello, crafty friends. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great new year so far. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on some of our slow stitch kits that we have, as well as some samples to get you inspired, and hopefully you guys can get started because January is Let's Get Started month. And let's see. Okay, so we do have a few of these still available on our Etsy and eBay shops. So this is our first slow stitch kit. These are our neutrals. Let's see here. Okay, so we have some fabrics here. The base fabric here is a muslin linen type fabric. This is a 20 by 20 piece. This is a 9 by 12 piece, I believe. And then we have other smaller pieces. So this is a muslin, this is a white cotton, and this is a brown sweater fabric. A little, I guess, embroidery piece here. A little lace, flowers, and then we have two yo-yo flowers, some accent pieces here. This is a satin fabric attached. We also have some, this is part of a mini snippet roll that we have, a thin one. We just took a bunch of fabrics and made a large snippet roll. So these are cut from large rolls, and these are perfect for little clusters. You could add little paper or little images, belly bands. So this is added in our kit too. Some tassel trim, a ruffle accent. These are really great to add to as belly bands and just accent to your pages. These are really great to have. Some vintage crochet pieces. Some knitted lace. Some regular lace and some ribbon. We have some felt Sizzix flowers. A crochet doily. This isn't vintage, but this was just purchased from an Etsy shop. These are vintage. This was part of a tablecloth. Great little eyelet doilies. We've added some beads for you if you wanted to sew them in the centers. We've added some buttons. These are vintage buttons. So they're in different assorted colors, and I threw in a little vintage pin just as a little bling accent for your kit. And then for extra items, we've added some white embroidery thread, some extra lace, and in here we have a needle threader, as well as some needles, some pins, some safety pins, just a couple little extra things to add to your kit. Love these. These are a great way to get started. This is the time of year a lot of us are sitting. Great to do while you're sitting on the couch, and again, to get yourself started. Okay, this is our Paris Chic slow stitch kit. This one is just lots of fun. The colors are great. We have the pinks and the blacks and the whites and some of these fun colors in the fabrics. So again, we have added a little flower. Some really fun buttons. These are vintage buttons. These are all fabric covered buttons. How cute for a little vintage accent, right? And then we have our pinks, we have our blacks and our whites. And then some pins and needles and etc. as extra bonus pieces. Some white embroidery thread. And again, ruffles. These ruffles were made from a very, very large roll that we had made. God, it was probably about like 10 feet long. And these are perfect accents, and the white satin goes great with the chic concept here that we have. Some cute little flowers that were on a ribbon roll. We have some bird cage fabrics. So pretty. Just a little cute little accents. All right. So we have some little rose fabric. How pretty. This is just a little different than the motif of the chic, but the French roses are just beautiful. Okay, so we have some black and white floral print pieces. These are great. You don't want everything to be, you know, one big square. So having assorted sizes kind of breaks up your panel that you're going to be making. Just a little postcard type fabric. Now this is a cotton outdoor fabric. It's a little thicker, but it's perfect for anything because the pattern is just really great. Like I said, it's a little thicker than the cotton fabric, but really awesome. Okay, we have some Eiffel Tower fabric panel. How cute, right? Great motif. I personally love the Paris theme. So here we brought in a little bit of the teals along with the pink and the black and the white. So slowly you could introduce other colors, and it works because when you're done, you're going to say, wow, look, I didn't even realize all of these colors would go, and they do. We have a small piece of this Paris fabric with the hot air balloons. We have the Eiffel Towers. We have the little lady riding on her bicycle. All the different buildings. The little cafe setup. Really, really cute. And again here, this is a long strip. Basically the hot air balloons, the Eiffel Towers. And again, we're introducing other colors. So here you don't have the plain black, white, and pink. You're introducing some greens and some blues and some teals. So adding these little pieces gives you more leeway to be a little more creative with your threads and anything else that you wanted to introduce into your panel. Because for your panel, you could make with the 2020 size, you could make 2 covers. You can cut the whole thing up when you're done and make a large snippet roll. You can make lots of things. So this is just some script fabric just to add. This is kind of fun. And then we have our fashion Paris. So now you have your vintage chic style for your panel. You can even just use this as a cover for your journal. How cute would that be, right? This is the size that you would need, an exact size that you would need. So this would be perfect. Very, very cute. And we just added a little cluster. This is just a little Eiffel Tower with this was on a large roll too. We just took a whole bunch of pieces of scrap and just sewn all the way right down the center. And this one just happened to be a little Eiffel Tower added in here. And these are just some longer pieces to add to break up the squareness of your panel. These are actually great if you were going to make a long cluster because you can break up the different colors. You can add the black and white You could put the pink on it, and you can make your little clusters, you know. There's so many ideas for these, but these are just little accent pieces that we've added into our kit, kind of to break up the different patterns. And this is your base panel. This is just a napkin that we have purchased. So this is a 17 by 17 size panel. So this would be perfect to make lots and lots of stuff. You can make 2 books, 2 covers, or you can just decorate the whole panel. You can stitch the whole entire panel and then cut it up and then make one snippet roll like we did here. We just, this was just one large panel that we just made strips out of. And these are great belly bands. You can make pocket tucks. You could make tags. You can make so many things with these. Again, and you could just use them as a cover. And I'll show you that in a moment when we get into our slow stitch covers. Okay. Now we have our browns and our blues. So this is it. Let's see, I think this was made the other day. I put this together. So here we have some little lace pieces. We've added some lace. A couple yo-yo flowers. We always do a lace yo-yo flower. Some little flowers to go, accent flowers to go with your, just to jazz it up a little bit. So we need a little jazzing up. Some embroidery thread, assorted buttons and beads. These are all vintage buttons as well, and vintage beads. Who doesn't love some really pretty buttons, right? And these are some really, really gorgeous floral appliques. You can fussy cut them out and slow stitch around them. You can actually use the flowers as a template and sew around and make it a different color. So it's up to you, or you can just add this as a, you know, sew stitch right onto your panel. So everything is up to you. It's how you want to make it. Okay, again, this is part of a long cluster roll that we made of fabric, and these are great additions. You could use these for so many things. Let's see, the sizes of each piece is on our website, on our Etsy and eBay stores. So these are little vintage crochet pieces that were fussy cut out from embroidery tablecloths, etc. Look how beautiful they are. Great condition. This was actually cut out of cut from a large vintage doily. Super awesome. This adds really great texture to your panels. Love it. These two, this was cut out from, I think this was cut out from a tablecloth as well. Just cute little accents. So this fabric is not vintage, it's new, but look how gorgeous this fabric is. Love the patterns of the brown and the blue florals. It actually has a little gold shimmer, so it's really, really lovely. This is a quite different pattern, but you'll see as you're putting everything together that the differences in the different patterns really, really blend together once they're sewn. We have another lace crochet piece here. This was actually from a vintage curtain. And these are great to put down onto your base piece and put your accent pieces over. So if you're putting something over and you're stitching over it, this makes a great piece on top of your base piece. And then this is actually a vintage tapestry sample piece. So these are really lovely. They still have a little piece of paper on the back. And I don't know if you could tell, this has been ironed, but it's still wrinkled. Okay, so we have some little pieces here to get away from the regular patterns that you are making. So these are just a little different, kind of like off-center type patterns. And another little doily. So here is a linen piece that you can add, cut up in squares and make little blocks like you would if you were a quilter. What some people do when they do their slow stitching is they work in the small areas, because planning what you're going to do with your panel when you are done is key. Because if you're going to make a cover, you don't want to put beads right down the center. So some people take their, and they plan ahead. Excuse me. So that's always something to think about when you're making your panels. A really nice knitted piece here. These were from vintage tablecloths. Okay. Oh, another vintage tapestry piece. You can use either side. So I don't even know which side. I think this is the regular side because this has the yellow in the center. But look how beautiful that is. These are nice thick fabrics. And this is the 20 by 20 base piece. This is a nice cotton. This is a taupe color. So again, a little off from the beiges and the browns, but once you add the blues and you start adding your stuff, you'll see, again, everything really, really blends and melds together. Really, really, really nice. So now I want to just show you some of our samples so you can see for yourself. So here is a from the tape, the 20 by 20 piece from our Paris stitch kit. So this is here, this is from another one, and we've made, this is one cover that that I'm actually working on. It's almost done, but look how beautiful this had turned out. And this is a slow stitch kit that I've been working on in front of the TV at night, and you know, it takes time, and as you could tell, what happens is you start adding and adding and adding, and that's totally okay. This little dress here, this dress form and this shoe is actually from a fabric that I had purchased from Timeless Treasures. I believe this is called Vintage Red, and the name of the company is Timeless Treasures. They have beautiful, beautiful fabrics, and these types of fabrics that have these large prints are awesome because you can fussy cut out the pieces and use them for your snippet rolls. As you see here, you can use them for part of your covers. I just slow stitched around the dress here. I slow stitched around the flower. I slow stitched around the bow and the dress form, and I'm working on slow stitching around the shoe and the flower here. So all of this, the outside of these were machine stitched because it's very busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is one of that piece, that panel. So this is one, when I was telling you, you can make a couple of albums or covers from this one. This was a napkin, a linen napkin. So with the other half, another journal cover that I'm working on is this one. And this dress is from this same fabric. that from Timeless Treasures. I'll show you in a second here. This is the dress right here that I had fussy cut out onto this cover. So look how beautiful these covers turn out. These two are from the one napkin. So this one and this one, both of these are from one napkin. And the rest of the napkin was made into this snippet roll. As you can see, still have the fuzzies on it. So there's so much you can make with one. So starting off with one large panel of fabric, whatever size you're going to use, and just decorating the panel and then cutting it up is really, really a great way to get started. Because before I added this dress, I just went and added all these different fabrics, all these little pieces. Before I added this dress and the shoe, these were all just base fabric. This is one large, big square panel. So this has to be completed, obviously. I'm just kind of working on it now. But see? And this was just in front of the TV at night, relaxing. Okay, so this is another journal cover that one of the girls is working on right now. So this is just this right here is just hand stamped fabric. This is just stamped. And what she did was she slow stitched some flowers, and in the furniture of this fabric, she just added some little French knots inside of this fabric here. And then some of our lace here that we have that was fussy cut out from old tablecloth. And this is it. So this is going to be the front of the journal. How gorgeous is that? And this will be the back of it. How beautiful. And all it is slow stitching. Take your time and relax, and you can do it. This is something that's really, really great. Oh, this is the other piece right here from that the napkin that was on that napkin. So this was the piece here. Show you. So this was the napkin. Look at all the stuff that we did with one napkin. One base fabric napkin. We just added all these little base fabrics here, these laces, right? And then we just added some extra stuff on it. And then you just keep adding. Look how cool that is. Right? Oh, you could tell I cut it here. And then I still had snippets left to make from this part of it. So we got a lot of stuff out of that. It's actually been, I think we're going to, with the rest of this piece, I'm going to make 2 journal toppers, because this is the front of it and this is the back of it. I was going to use this make this a cover, but I think as a journal topper, that would really be beautiful. So I think that's what we're going to do with that. So here is my almost finished Paris journal. This is a slow stitched journal that I just finished, I think a couple of days ago. And this right here this piece is simply hand stamped fabric. This ink is Distress ink. I think it's called Espresso Bean. And that's it. We just designed our own. We make a lot of our own stamped fabric, and we use them for, just miscellaneous pieces. And like here for this journal, we added some stamped fabric here. And then we used it for a few other things, but anyway, so this is going to be our new Paris soft covered journal. So we have our little yo-yo flower here with a vintage button. We have some slow stitch flowers. I actually slowed stitched these on an embroidery hoop, a whole bunch, and then I just fussy cut them out. I embroidered them onto tulle, so you can see a little bit of the tulle. And then I just put some vintage buttons and beads here. Made a little floral rosette. Added some little beads here. And again, you'll see these a lot because we just cut a very, very large vintage tablecloth. We fussy cut out this lace here. And then the inside is part of old vintage linen napkins. This wasn't a tablecloth, this was a napkin. These were napkins. And then we added some vintage tapestry piece here and added a little pocket where we added some cute little tchotchkes in here. So again, that is one of our slow stitch pieces. Again, you can do it. This is something that you can sit and do. This is a great time of the year where we're all spending so much time inside. Sit on the couch and relax and take a little time for yourself. But starting with the large panels and breaking it down into making other things, like I said, either the journal covers like this, or snippets, or make a cluster roll. This is a little bit of a side note, but a little bit outside of our comfort zone, but we have a customer that wanted to make a gnome covered journal. Look how cute that is. So these were all machine stitched and appliqued. This was appliqued as well. The gnome is not fabric. Everything else is fabric. The gnome is actually paper. Then I just fussy cut out some grass, and it says "Be awesome." How cute that is. So, and it's hard to step out of your comfort zone with colors and stuff, but making this was really exciting because now we are looking forward to making some super fun spring. That's going to be in our store for the spring. We're going to make some super fun spring and summer journal covers. Okay, so this is the snippet roll. This is not even done at all. It's still all wrinkled, but this is, as you can tell, this is part from the rest of the napkin with the fringe. And we just kept going. Like, this was from a very, very large panel. This was probably like a 30 by 30 panel. And it pained me to chop it up. But when I chopped it up and I said, you know, I'm going to make this one a large snippet roll. But now, you know, we could do anything with these. These are perfect. So we are definitely going to have to work on this and, you know, adding some more stuff. But these are definitely things that you guys can do. So please take some time to yourself. Oh, one note. When you're sitting, before you sit down and you do your stitching, a helpful thing is pre-pick out the colors that you want to use with your embroidery thread, and then pre-thread your needles ahead of time, because this is such a really big time saver. Then sticking them onto your a little pin cushion where you have other pins. So now when I go to sit down to finish my cover tonight, I have, you know, them pretty much ready. So that's just a little hint for you. So I hope that this is inspiring you and that you guys can get started and create your own covers, get started in junk journaling. Junk journaling has really helped so much in the last couple of years. It's really been a lifesaver for us to be able to sit and create, and I wish for you to be crafty this year. Again, January's Get Started month, so thank you very, very much for watching, and we really appreciate it, and have a great day. We will be seeing you soon. Thank you.